In the early 90s, Sega released an add-on for their 4th generation console, the Mega Drive, called the Mega CD. This gave it a faster CPU and the ability to play games off CD-ROMs. They would then later bring it over to America and Europe, the name in America being changed to just the Sega CD. It was created as a response to other console manufacturers making their own CD drives, like the CD-ROM for NEC's PC Engine and Nintendo's in-development CD add-on for the Super Nintendo that never released. Now, the Mega CD in Japan was a massive failure, but the Mega Drive also failed there, so that wasn't much of a surprise. But how did it do in North America? In theory, it had more going for it in that region. After all, the Genesis was a massive hit there, especially after Sonic released in 1991. And since the SNES CD lacked existence, and the CD-ROM being for a system that was basically dead in North America by the early 90s, in fact it was dead there within a year after launch, there would be nothing else like the Sega CD on the market, so the system had the opportunity to become Sega's next big hit. It failed. The Sega CD's failure makes more sense when you think about it. In fact, you don't even need to think about it, it was obvious from the start. The system retailed for $300, more than double the price of a Genesis, which you also needed to even use the thing. For that same price, you could get a Super Nintendo and a TurboGrafx. Early models of the Sega CD also had tons of hardware issues. And then there were the games. There were actually some pretty good games on the platform, but for every Sonic CD, Lunar, and Kyo Flying Squadron, there were 10 garbage FMV games and 5 ports of pre-existing Genesis games. So by 1995, Sega CD was 6 feet under, especially when the 5th generation came. Now let's talk a bit about Sega Multimedia Studio. This was a development division created to help with Sega CD and multimedia development over at Sega. They mainly did tech demos and recorded music for games, but they did end up making some games, 2 of them. The first game they developed and released was Jurassic Park, a point-and-click adventure game for the Sega CD based off the movie. It reviewed alright, they were then cut in half directly after. The studio was divided into 2 teams. The first team was dedicated to support games releasing on the soon-to-launch Sega Saturn, and the second team would continue game development on the Sega CD. That team would start work on what would be one of the last games released for the platform. By this point, it was clear that the Sega CD was on its way out. So this game was considered by the team to be a swan song for the platform during development. Something that brings together all of the advancements the Sega CD offered. Something that defines what Sega CD games were capable of. That game would be... Wait, hold on. Really? This guy? This is how the Sega CD ends? Wild Woody escaped containment in September of 1995, and for reasons that I just can't put my finger on, it didn't sell well. Because of this, copies of this game normally sell for around $180. Thankfully, I am the richest man ever. Look at all this money. So we will be playing on OG hardware, because as we all know, emulation is a sin, and you will burn in the lake of fire if you partake in it. Will this be a beautiful finale for the Sega CD? Let's find out right now. The game starts with... My Worst Nightmare. The music is honestly pretty decent. Not the greatest in the world, but better than what I was expecting. I don't like that look Woody is giving me though. Pressing start takes us to, oh my god, stay away from me! Who at Sega thought it was a good idea to make Wild Woody look like this? He looks like a sex offender. Why would you make the main character of your mascot platformer look so unappealing? Now, some may ask what makes this design worse than something like Crash Bandicoot. I mean, they're both pretty similar. To that I say, look at this image. That's it. We begin the game and get a CGI cutscene, fully showing off the power of CD technology and glorious HD resolution. The story starts with an adventurer bringing home an ancient totem pole. He then has to immediately leave for a rescue mission, but when he leaves, he misses an important call about the totem he obtained.
Now get this. If the spirits of the totem are freed, each one creates a parallel universe that can devour the world. Your standard chaos, doom, end of the world story. Lucky for us though, its power can only be released on the 3rd Wednesday in July under a full moon during a snowfall.
Well, good thing it isn't snowing right now. Are you serious? Why does the snow globe count as snowfall? Well, why am I playing this game? You win this time, Woody. The totem heads break free and fly into different art pieces. How does this cause world-ending doom? Jesus! The bomb head now has to find something to get the heads back, so he gives the pencil sentience.
Whoa, big fella! You got a name, Leadhead?
Call me Woody.
Wild Woody!
Golly, I know my name, but it seems that's all I know.
Our first objective is to get the head that went into the pirate book, so while Woody pulls a Mario 64 a year before it came out, did Shigeru Miyamoto plagiarize Wild Woody?
There be treasure!
We fall into the first level. I already regret playing this game. First of all, what is this music? It sounds like it was purposely engineered to simulate the experience of going insane, which is a good tone setter for the first level. The moment you press a direction on the D-pad, you realize how horrible the experience is gonna be. Woody controls like he has weights strapped to his feet. He falls like a brick after every jump. Sometimes he falls mid-jump. That alone makes platforming a challenge, but no, someone over at Sega thought, you know what, this isn't ass enough. I mean, one of the worst cameras for a 2D platformer. Whenever you press left or right on the D-pad, the camera pans in that direction immediately, making the already garbage platforming somehow worse. But wait, there's more. Throughout the levels of this game, there will be ropes that you can climb on to reach higher ground. It's one of the core parts of the level design. Considering this, it should be easy to just jump onto a rope, right? These are the creators of Wild Woody. Of course it wouldn't be. These ropes are so damn finicky. Sometimes you land on the rope just fine with no issue, but most of the time they refuse to let you on. I mean, look at this! I'm spamming the up direction, nothing is happening. How is it only the first level, yet most of the problems are already showing up? Let's just try and focus on the level itself. You traverse a pair of pirate ships while avoiding obstacles and enemies and then trying to make it to the end. Standard 90s platformer stuff. You defeat enemies by jumping on top of them and erasing them. Yeah, this won't become a problem later. So you may have noticed something about Woody by now. Not that he's wild, not that he's on a registry, but that he is a pencil. And pencils can draw. Throughout the level, you can find notepads that let you draw different things that can help you out. What you can draw depends on the level theme. The things you can draw on the pirate stage include a mermaid, which makes the enemy so turned on that they die, a tornado that defeats anything it hits, and a boat that lets you cross water. Very slowly. What the? Ew! Don't look at me like that! Hey, I reject all of your advances! Stop it! Yeah, whenever you draw something, Woody shrinks in size. From what I can tell, it doesn't affect how much damage you take or your speed. It's just an indicator for how many times you can draw before you have to find the power-up that makes you normal again. You wanna know how many times you can draw? 2. Only 2 drawings before you have to get a refill. I would complain about this, but drawing is almost entirely optional. In fact, you don't even have to draw for most of the game, which is something I will complain about. You have the mascot of your game be a sentient pencil, but drawing is not a part of the level design? That's just a big missed opportunity. What if there were moments where you had to draw a big bridge or a lever? Come on, just give me something. So you get past the level as the irritating music plays and random cannonballs fall from the sky. Then you make it to the end. What's next? The music gets worse. This sounds like something the CIA would use to torture people. The ropes continue to suck balls, so I'm glad this game has consistency. Come on, get up there! The second level is where the problems really start to show. A problem that becomes increasingly apparent in this level, and as the game goes on, is the hitboxes. Since Woody's only attack is jumping on enemies to erase them, hitboxes become a massive issue. First off, if an enemy is too tall, we can get touched by them and lose health while they're on top of the enemy trying to kill them. Like, come on, he only touched my foot, how should that count? Second off, whenever you're hit by something, it doesn't bounce you back, so bigger enemies can get 2 hits on you, and these smaller flying enemies can get even more hits. This all gets worse when you shrink, because the hit detection for erasing people gets wonkier, making all of the previous problems worse. So, you're running through the level, struggling to climb the ropes that barely work in the first place, and fighting enemies that phase through you. You try to jump on top of them, but nobody playtested this game. So most jumps you make stop midway, and these damn clams won't get off of you, and these spikes just show up out of nowhere. All of the music keeps going. Oh hey, the level's over.
Well, yo ho ho, and a jumpity dum. My IQ is very low. I'm a pirate and I'm dumb. Well, I might be hiding in a barrel in the dark, or I'll walk you down a plank and I'll feed you to the sharks.
Isn't that a rapping pirate skeleton? The boss theme is a rock rap diss track aimed at the player. I take back everything I said. This is the greatest game ever. Thank you to whoever made this decision. It encouraged me to keep going. The boss itself kinda sucks, mainly because of the clams, but you know what? The idea of a rapping pirate skeleton is just so incredible that I can ignore that. To defeat him, you have to jump onto his head and erase it 4 times. Not that big of a challenge, as his head is pretty large. 4 hits later, I did it! Woody comes back with the head.
Assume the position, fish boy!
Woody, you're making these jokes too easy. Woody is then told by Lowman to head to the next stage, Mount Olympus.
Arr! Think you're tough enough to battle the gods, ye swabs?
They won't know what hit them.
Olympus, wow! This is gonna be such a fun time!
First impressions of this level? Oh my god. The music isn't horrible. In fact, it's good. Maybe from this point on, the game will start getting better. Of course it doesn't get better. Why would it? The second stage takes place in an ancient Greek building that is meant to be a maze. Surprisingly, for a level literally called Minotaur Maze, this level isn't very maze-like. In fact, I never got lost here. There are many areas in this level where the roof is too low to be able to attack the enemies properly, so you just have to damage boost your way through the enemy or lure them to an area that's big enough to hit them. You could draw something that defeats them, but you would then be small, which makes combat way more annoying than usual. There are also these mushrooms that look like background decoration, but nope, they actually hurt you, which is already annoying as hell, but, and you won't believe this, it gets worse. Because these mushrooms are put in cramped areas with all the other enemies, so once again you just have to rely on damage boosting, because trying to jump over these have a 50% chance to stop midair and fall into them. This one part right here really sucks. You have to climb onto these ropes and get onto these platforms that change into spikes every few seconds, and the mushrooms are at the bottom to damage you if you miss a jump. It's 3 annoying things combined into one. I jumped to this area over here to grab this notepad, but then I fall in. What? How do I get out? The walls are too big to jump out, the floor doesn't look erasable. Erasable parts of the level are segmented differently from the rest. Maybe I could draw something to get out. Okay, I'll draw this kangaroo, damn it. Okay. Did I just soft lock myself? Well, guess I have to restart. Good thing the game has a save feature. Going down a different path and— Are you kidding me? I'm back here again? When am I supposed to— What? You can erase the floor? But there's no visual indicator for it. Why would you set a standard for what platforms are erasable just to not stick to it? Fuck this stage, I'm leaving. We are now at Mount Olympus. Let's just go. Okie dokie, let's start again. This is gonna suck, isn't it? No, not today. This level feels way more like a maze than the previous one. Most of the level looks the exact same, to the point where you don't even know if you're going the right way or not. Most of the platforms are these clouds that you can easily miss due to the bad controls. When you do make the jump, you can't stay on there for long, because then you start falling through the clouds, sometimes falling all the way down, losing most of your progress. The enemies here have the same problems as the rest of the game, so nothing much to talk about. Good lord, what is that? Run away immediately, call the cops. I feel insane. What the hell is that? Woody, get out of here right now. Make the jump. Come on! Damn it! Okay, we made it back up. Shit! I have to climb up again. Oh, guys, back. How low is Sega's quality control for the Sega CD? Yeah, I just answered my own question. It was non-existent. I will say that I actually did find a use for drawing in this level. This paper airplane was pretty useful for these large gaps. The side stage still sucks though. Okay, we finally make it to the end. Now we get to the boss, Zeus himself. This boss is kind of similar to the previous one in design. You have to make it to the top of the stage and jump down to erase them. And there are no flying dipshits here, so how is this worse? The small red dot right here is the only place you can hit him, making what seems to be an easier boss, and making it infuriating for no real reason other than just to piss the player off. Alright, I think I almost got him, and damn it. What? What happened? Why is it? What do I do? Well, it made my job easier, so I'm not gonna question it. Woody comes back along with the head and throws it on it.
Look upon what used to be my mighty empire. It's completely ruined.
Hope you got insurance, Grimmy. Looks like a total loss.
You know, as much as his design sounds off the alarms in my head, Woody's actually a pretty funny character. His voice actor did an incredible job playing him. It's definitely keeping me interested in this game, but it makes me kind of sad because there's no way he was able to get any more work after being associated with this thing. On to the first level of Stage 3, Industrial Rage. Yeah! Rage! I don't really hate this. The main issues are still here, but I'm not feeling angry or depressed. In fact, I'm kind of having fun. However, I've been playing this game for over an hour at this point, so it could just be Stockholm Syndrome setting in. Didn't have any issues with the enemies here. The platforming didn't make me want to die for the most part. This level is a complete 4 out of 10 experience. Good job, WoWWee devs. You get 1 gold star. Also, the music hasn't gotten any worse. In fact, it's been getting better and better. Seriously, this is something I would genuinely go out of my way to listen to. The second level does have some annoying moments, mainly due to, once again, the controls, but it mostly seems the same level as mediocre as the previous one. However, there is a problem here, and it's that whenever this game isn't being complete ass, it's just a mediocre 90s platformer like Zool, Bubsy, or Awesome Possum. Because of this, there isn't really anything to talk about here. Like, oh wow, the game isn't bad for once. That's about it. Alright, we made it to the boss. We gotta fight this cyborg thing. To beat this, you have to flip this switch which turns off an electric field that's above their brain. You then climb the rope to jump on top of them in a race. Ropes suck. They fucking suck here. That's really the only problem with this boss. Like, you have this aiming reticle thing that if you touch it hurts you, but it's so slow that it's barely an issue. Not a big fan of this instant death pit though. Objectively, this is the best boss fight, as there's not really any issues and it's just a mediocre experience. But I don't know, the rapping pirate was funnier and left an impact on me. Woody makes it back.
Woody, you got lug nuts!
Hey, fuck you! I'm working my ass off over here, getting these heads for you, and you just insult me like this? As mediocre as the previous stage was, it was the highest level of quality the gameplay has been so far. There are only 2 stages left. Not much along till the ending. Dear God, don't let this next level be dog shit.
At the present moment, I have changed into this mobile phone. While you are looking at my face, I am rubbing my testicles and making love to your fingers.
Okay, first level. Let's get this over with. Hey, Woody, stop that! This is a K to A rated game! Alright, I'm fine with this level so far. It's alright, about the same as the last one. Not much better, not much worse. It got worse. Alright, we got the annoying flying enemies back because they were just so good in the pirate level. Oh, and there's these rabbit things now. They shoot missiles at you. No matter what, the second they show up, they can always land a hit on you because they fire so fast. The level design takes inspiration from the second stage, as there are hazards that look like decoration again, except now it blends in fully with the roof and floor. Like, would you even know that this could hurt you before you touch it? The ropes are also more annoying than ever, because there are areas where you can only grab ropes, or else you fall all the way down and take damage. Let's get past this. Are you serious? What am I supposed to do? I can't dodge the missile while falling back down to the spikes, but I need to get on the ropes to get to the end. God damn it! Out of lives. Whoa, stay away from me! Fuck you looking at? Okay, I finally made it. Thanks, I really need that. Oh, hold on, let me get this health. Fuck this game, I'm just gonna rush past everything, put on my jetpack and get the hell out of here. Okay, I think the worst is behind me now. This level is the absolute worst level in the entire game. So you already have the worst of all levels. The ropes, the poorly designed platforming, areas being too tight to kill enemies, the flying dipshit, the confusing layout. Now, how can we make this even worse? Simple. Space. In this level, there are these small segments where you are thrown into the vacuum of space. Want to know how this controls? Imagine the already heavy, unresponsive feeling of waiting combined with the floatiness of being in space. You have to try and avoid space bombs, turret bullets, and whatever the hell this thing is. What makes things even better is that you bounce off of every wall you hit. Joyful! Every time I thought I was making progress, I would either end up back in the same area, or I would die and lose all my lives, taking me back to the beginning of this level. This level took me way too long to beat. I was stuck trying to figure out where to go. I thought I was supposed to go up here, so I used jetpack to get up, got past this guy, and then made it through, but no, it just went to an area I was already in. I tried this wizard power-up. Nothing happened! Then I found out. See, there is this one specific part of the level that has a teleporter, a rope leading to a small space, and a door leading back into space. Now I tried going up the rope, but I wouldn't make it to the platform, so I just assumed this area was meant to be an entry point, and there's a large area outside, so I just focused on that. But then I looked up a walkthrough, and it turns out you're actually supposed to draw yourself small enough to fit through. Yep, despite most of the game not requiring you to shrink down, this one part of the level requires you to shrink yourself. After dealing with all of that, the answer was right there. Just take me to the boss already. Absolutely nothing can surprise me at this point. Alien Love Nest. Okay then, let's go ahead and fight this. Okay. So I haven't outright asked it yet, but why is this game so goddamn horny? Like seriously, the game is rated K to A, yet there is so much dirty humor. And it's not stuff that you could just look past when you're a kid. This is insanely direct stuff. Like, you have the mermaid killing enemies by showing off to them Woody's offhand comment. This snake-like enemy in the second stage just has tits, and now this thing? Not only that, but while doing research for this video, I found out there's a nudity code. If you collect all of the notepads in a certain order, then draw the mermaid, she would show up topless. Did the ESRB even play this game?
Hey, did you finish playing that stupid pencil game we have to rate?
Okay. So, how's the boss? Out of every single game I have ever played, this is the worst boss I've ever fought. Take all of the annoying things about the past 3 bosses, the pirate with his flying clams, Zeus and his small weak point, the cyborg and the stupid ass ropes. Take all of that and times it by 1 million. This time, there can be more than 3 of these stupid flying a-holes at the same time, and they move thrice as fast as the clams, making them almost impossible to get rid of. And by the time you do get rid of them, 3 more spawn in their place. You need to get to the top of the stage and hit the boss's weak point to beat it. Only way to get high enough are the ropes. There are these platforms, but they're so damn small, it makes landing them precisely a massive pain in the ass. So you have to go up the ropes, but trying to jump off the ropes to accurately hit the boss is a nightmare. So you have to hit the element's small-ass blue orb by climbing the shitty ropes that barely even function while the glimblies fly around assaulting you. And when you die in the game, on a boss fight, you don't go back to the beginning of the boss fight when you lose all your lives. You go back to the beginning of the previous level. And given how horrible, vile the previous level was, you have to go through all of that all over again just to get to the boss. And you die again because this boss doesn't work! I think I figured it out. I think I figured out what this game is. This is the Antichrist! You see, Satan, Prince of Darkness, recently got a degree in programming in 1995 and wanted to bring eternal damnation upon the world, so he developed this game to be released on every platform in 1995 with a giant multi-million-dollar ad campaign. This game being released would have caused 10,000 years of suffering for mankind, but God himself intervened and said, no, don't do that, I don't like that, and stopped the death of humanity by making it exclusive to Sega's shitty CD player. Haha, I'm the son of Satan, you suck at my game! You are a suxophone! Oh hey, I beat the boss. After coming back, Lowman tells us that there is one last head, Tombstone, who is apparently the most dangerous one as he caused both the fall of Atlantis and the Titanic. Doomstone taunts us from his dimension, but this doesn't bring down Woody's spirit.
Ability and chance has got nothing to do with it, bright boy. And the name's not Pencil Neck. It's Woody! Wild Woody! Ah!
I don't even care anymore. This is the end. Just one more stage and this is all done. Okay, I'm ready for whatever you throw at me, Satan. Bring it on! So in the second stage, there are these ice platforms that you would slide on when you move on them. But they weren't that notable and only appeared a few times. Now you're probably wondering, why am I bringing this up? Well, the level designers saw that and decided to make entire platforming segments with these slippery platforms for this level. It is basically impossible to try and be precise on these platforms, so you just have to wing it and hope that you land. You could use the ghost drawing to fly past these though. It's nice that drawing has a use again, but this doesn't fix the poor design. It's like putting a band-aid on a rotting corpse. The flying enemies are back. There are also these big zombie enemies that throw drumsticks at you. When you get close to them, they start to jump all over the place, damaging you multiple times. There are these small dogs too. Nothing wrong with them, they won't shut up. Things keep getting worse somehow, but none of that matters. It's the end. As soon as I beat this, I can close this turn off my Sega CD and never play this game again. Okay, I'm at the exit. Now, the final level. The last level takes us back in hell. I was right! So, does this level decide to become as mediocre as the industrial stages as some sort of apology for what we've been through? No. Instead, we get disappearing platforms, because these are always good in every game ever, they never suck. Yeah! For some reason, almost halfway through the level, there's this enemy that's just an electric ball. All it does is follow you ominously. It only appears once at this point of the level. It doesn't fit with the theme at all. Okay, so you have these blue homunculi, hooded figures that try to bite you with large teeth, and these bats. I can reasonably see these in a level that's meant to be a hellish place. Where does the ominous blue orb fit into the picture? Any day now. After a few deaths, self-reflection, and ibuprofen, I make it to the end of the stage. All of the bosses have introduced a new annoying mechanic. Judging by this pattern, the next boss could be one of the most grueling experiences ever. I think I'm ready. After all this time, I've become desensitized to the garbage of this game. So yeah, give me your best shot, Satan! That's the final boss? Well, there may be more. Okay, there's this toilet in the middle with a lever there. Maybe I need to... No? There's nothing getting erased. That was it? That was the final boss? That? After all of the shit I went through, that was the boss? The other guys are hyping this asshole up. Oh, he caused an attack. Oh, he slugged my wife. In his fight, in the final fight in this massive shit show of a game is that? I mean, I guess it's fine. I mean, it wasn't horrible. I mean, it's something that's... No, it's not fun. I feel insulted. I don't care that it was easy and I got it done fast. This is the final boss. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but it certainly wasn't that. Come on. After all of the other garbage boss fights, you should have went big. I don't know, maybe like a giant dragon that only has one teeny tiny hit point they have to get to by dodging one-hit death lasers and flying demons wielding sniper rifles that can knock you into a pit of lava that is filled with spikes and the soul of the people damned to play this game as their eternal punishment. Throw in some disappearing platforms as a bonus. Okay, the game's over. Woody makes it back with Tombstone. Lowman congratulates him and offers him many different rewards, but Woody has something else in mind. He puts the final head on and everything's back to normal. Lowman tells Woody that he'll call him again whenever the world's facing more danger, to which Woody replies,
Yeah, only if we sell a zillion units.
You know what, Woody? I respect you. Just stay about like 10 feet away from me. Lowman then gives Woody his reward, a paintbrush girlfriend, something every person's dreamed of. Woody goes, wowzers! And the game ends. I can finally kill myself! So, what did critics think of this hidden gem? They thought it fucking sucked. The game launched to horrible reviews and almost immediately went to the bargain bins of America. However, this is exactly what the devs expected. The whole game feels like nobody really cared during development, which honestly makes me respect it a lot. I mean, if I was put to work on a game that would be a guaranteed flop on a platform that has been dead since last year, I also wouldn't give a damn. It's kind of like the Postal movie, where that movie was purposely made to be complete ass. You can still watch it and fully acknowledge that it fucking sucks, but you can respect it on the fact that it was purposely made to be garbage. So I salute you, Wild Woody devs. Good job on making the worst thing ever created. So, where's Woody now? Now, you'd probably be confused by this question. After all, the game is horrible, didn't sell anything, and it's Sega. No matter how good a game Sega released was, they'll just forget about it within 5 years and never do anything with it ever again. Well, what if I told you that Woody actually had a very recent game appearance? What is that game, you may ask? A kart racing dating sim porn game on Steam. The developers got full permission from the original Wild Woody creators, and the voice actor for Wild Woody came back to reprise his role. I'm not gonna play it because I don't feel like spending like $20, so we'll just leave it at that. Now, what's my score of the game? Well, looking back at my experience, the gameplay was horrible for the first half, mediocre in the middle, and made me want to kill myself by the end. But the game was pretty funny, and the music was good. So overall, I'll give it a broken marriage out of 10. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go partake in some quality content now, like, the Smosh movie. I'm gonna go watch the Smosh movie. See ya! Wait, there's a bonus stage?